One day, when the glory comes, it will be ours, it will be ours. Oh, one day, when the war is won, we will be sure, we will be sure. Oh, glory, 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 oh, glory, glory. Hands to the heavens, no man, no weapon formed against. Yes.
Dr. King's policy was that nonviolence would achieve the gains for black people in the United States. His major assumption was that if you are nonviolent, if you suffer, your opponent will see your suffering and will be moved to change his heart. That's very good. He only made one fallacious assumption. In order for nonviolence to work, your opponent must have a conscience. The United States has none. Has none.
And we ran up. One day, when the glory comes, it will be ours, it will be ours. Oh, one day, when the war is won, we will be sure, we will be sure. Oh, glory, 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 oh, glory, glory. Now the war is not over, victory isn't won, but we'll fight on to the finish, and then when it's all done, we'll cry glory, oh glory, oh, we'll cry glory, oh glory, oh.
And a slight majority of white Americans don't think that racism is a significant problem in America. But so far as I can tell, Hank, whether systemic bias against African Americans exists in the United States is not really a debatable point.
Systematic oppression is because you don't believe that you have the equal opportunity for success.
You don't believe
Money.
If he doesn't have to know what systematic oppression is, if he doesn't understand like the experiences of his marginalized students, then administration doesn't have to, faculty and staff don't have to, and that allows students to perpetuate that exact same violence.
Having somebody in that office that can at least recognize what systematic oppression is. Tim Wolf could not do that for us.
But in terms of the intensity of racism and the amount of institutional discrimination, it's in some respects more prevalent today, although sub rosa.
Some can say that you're automatically judged by people negatively perceived. When you're walking down the street, somebody could walk away because they think of this stereotype. So racism today isn't more like the prejudice that we've always had. It's more along the stereotypical types of mindsets that people automatically perceive us as lazy, uneducated.
And I would be seen as a random black guy on the street. And before someone asks me a question or asks how my day went or asks why, I don't know, I'm having a bad day, they may just see me as this guy who's super aggressive when deep down inside I'm just a guy who's insanely happy, and I smile all the time, I joke a lot, and I'm the complete opposite of that stigma, and I just think it has to be broken.
It's very backhanded and more of a societal kind of thought instead of maybe physical, which is really hard to tackle because it's built into people's minds, and it's hard to change the mind of a society.
I think that people can have a false assumption that there is racial equality, and they find threatening this idea because you're basically claiming that there isn't racial equality. And you're also asking them to give up privileges that they may believe are earned. And you're also causing them to question, are those privileges earned, right? It says that your success in life is partially due to things that you didn't create. And so some people may find that threatening.
It more aligns with the fear of if someone steps over what they currently are, then it drives them back just slightly. I'm not saying that white people automatically will think that, oh, they'll be lesser or they don't want us to be equal. It's more along the lines of you're trying to overstep a boundary that has been set, a border that shouldn't be crossed. And that's why many people fear the Black Lives Movement.
But it's a subtle indicator that they feel beleaguered and that there's things happening in society that don't represent them, that they don't like. They don't feel that they're benefiting from the power ratio now. They see this as a manifestation that their position in society is diminishing. And it's because, you know, I remember when you never had African American artists who were among the most celebrated in popular culture.
Okay, ladies, now let's get information.
Well, if Beyonce wanted to get her point across about black empowerment, she found a perfect platform in yesterday's Super Bowl. Dressed in black leather, military-inspired D-squared in homage, backed up by dancers in afros and black berets, Beyonce's rep said, quote, "It was a celebration of the beauty, unity, and power of the black women in the Black Panther Party to their fight for social justice 50 years after their founding."
Here, myself, all of us were born with our hair like this, and we just wear it like this because it's natural, because the reason for it, you might say, is like a new awareness among black people that their own natural appearance, physical appearance is beautiful and it's pleasing to them.
And I don't have time for side stares, questions, and oohs and ahs because I am not an attraction. I am me. I am human, and my hair is a part of me.
I think the natural hair movement is actually a really good thing because inner beauty is always the way to go. Because I grow natural, so pretty is good.
My hair, like, I just love it. I don't know. Some days it's bad, some days it's good, but I think it's part of what makes me special. Like, Black Girl Magic is just black girls doing what they do, being a black girl. Like, I don't know.
From being able to change your hair from braids to having a twist out or, you know, being black, that's what's up.
I think that in order to make change in the world, we have to first begin with ourselves. We have to love ourselves inside and out, as well as loving our history and understanding our history and appreciating that history and knowing that it makes us who we are today. And once we accomplish that, we can take on the world as a unit instead of being separated by different institutionalized racisms within ourselves and prejudices within ourselves. So once that happens, we're good to go.
If you ask most white people, how often do you think about race? They would say, I don't, right? So if you ask black people, how often do you think about race? I think most will say, every day.
But if whites have all white college, all white church, they're racist.
I think it comes from a history of the fact that they had to, because of segregation, they had to establish their own schools and churches. Yeah, African Americans.
Well, that's true. Yeah. And everybody got along good back then.
Sorry, say that again? Just
the segregation, everybody got along good.
I see the problem is changed, but it's still, racism is still quite prevalent, right?
We gotta keep talking about it. like we just need to keep putting it into education. We need to start from a young age, I think, is really important to talk about like the true history of Americans.
But we have to know our past, and not just our past, but the past of people who we've affected or have affected us, and just like having that initial baseline of knowledge where everybody's on the same page, everybody understands our history and what America has done in the past, whether it's good or bad, like everybody knows, and then we just try to move forward. I think it's probably the hardest thing to do is to fix fix this problem that is what we like to call institutionalized. Like, it's ingrained in our country. Like, it's literally a part of America. And to change that is scary.
You didn't understand the directions. If you white folks want to be treated the way blacks are in this society, stand. Nobody's standing here. That says very plainly that you know what's happening. You know you don't want it for you. I want to know why you're so willing to accept it or to allow it to happen for others.
Black is beautiful.
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 Black is so beautiful.
Black is beautiful.
My black is beautiful.
No such thing. No such thing as a life that's better than yours. No such thing as a life that's better than yours. Love yours. No such thing as a life that's better than yours. No such thing, no such thing.